Well, hello everybody, it's Claire here from Sewn by Claire, and I thought that we were long overdue for another chatty video. Now I know I talk a lot in my sewn videos and sew-alongs anyway, but sometimes people just like to hear a bit of a life update and what I've been up to and what my plans are, and so I thought that we were ready for one of those again because quite a lot has happened since my last video. So this is going to be one of those. I'm trying to organise the lighting, so I've been trying to sort that out because it's actually quite late at night. I think we're about 10:30 at night at the moment. But Rob's watching my husband is watching the football, so I've got a window of opportunity just to sit and have a chat with you all. So how are you all doing? I hope everything's okay with where you are. I hope you're managing to find some joy in every single day, even if it's just the fact that we've woken up and that either the sun's shining or that it's raining or that the grass is green, whatever it is. But I hope that we manage to find joy in every day because we've only got a set amount of time and we really need to enjoy it. So that's what I try to do anyway. I really do try to look on the positive side of things, and I hope that comes across in my videos and in these chats as well. I have literally just finished filming the holster trousers, which are these cargo style trousers from Lily Rose Dolls. We can see that very nicely in the light, can't you? Nice and bright. So fabulous top stitching on those, even if I do sew myself, but the way that they've been designed is lovely. And these elasticated bottoms as well on those. So I hope you're going to enjoy that video. I've put part 1 up already, and then part 2 is going to be live. I'll upload that overnight tonight because it does take quite a long time for them all to upload. But yeah, they take quite a long time to do the videos, so I have to film them, then I have to watch them back in order to edit them, take out all of the bits where I'm just wasting time so that it's not too long for everybody who's watching, and then again you have to then upload it, so it does take a while, but it's all worth it because I love what I do, so that's great news. So yeah, so I've just done the holster trousers. So this is part of the outfit for a character called Reese, who's a rabbit on from Lily Rose Dolls, and he's got a sweatshirt hoodie that goes with his outfit. Harvey, my hedgehog, is just modelling them for you because I've not made Reese yet. And Claire at Lily Rose Dolls asked me if I could do a video for the holster trousers because I think that they've been a little bit tricky for people just to understand the instructions, especially around these top pockets here, and then also around the folds in the pockets for the cargo trousers. So been really happy to bring that video to you, and I hope you enjoyed that one. I've also recently just completed doing the duffel coat. It's not done up properly, but that's the duffel coat as well, which everybody seems to has been really well received. A lot of top stitching on that one again, and then doing these little, I call them licorice in the video, but it's leather thonging that we've used for those fastenings along there, and those toggle buttons as well, really nicely. I did go a little bit off-piste with the pattern in terms of this front band because I preferred it with the raw edges, but I've spoken to Claire and she's quite happy with that. She says either way, whatever works best for people, and so long as the effect is the same with this front band here, then she's very happy with that. So you can try it either way. I start off doing the way with where I sew those two pieces of felt together and turn them round, but in doing so I actually stretched my piece of felt, so that's why I cut myself a new piece and then I did it this way. So again, part of what I do is stress test something so that if beginners are following along, then they're not going to get too disheartened as they're trying to sew these kind of tricky garments as well for everybody. Just a minute, I just need to cough. Hold on one second. Funny, isn't it? I've not had to cough all evening, and then as soon as I start talking to everybody, then that's it. Although I do tend to go 10 to the dozen, so apologies for that if you're trying to follow along. So yeah, so that's the duffel coat. And the other thing that everybody seemed to like about the duffel coat, and this one again is by Lily Rose Dolls. Here's the pattern here. Excuse the glare from the plastic, but it's that one that's available on their website, and I'll pop their website up here for you. Is that it's got a fully lined inside, and that the sleeves are nicely finished inside as well. So that's a different called a bagging out method of doing the jacket. So if I show you there, it's all nicely stitched inside and all nice and neat. So people have enjoyed that in the groups, which is really great. So yeah, that's that for what I've been making on Lily Rose Dolls. I mean, obviously I've finished Harvey Hedgehog, if you've seen that video as well for Harvey. That was original Harvey, and then I've gone ahead and I've made Harvey in the brown fabric as well, which I got from Corn Country Crafts, which will bring me on to another thing in a second. And we've just finished doing his cap as well, haven't we? And he just looks adorable in his outfit. So this is fabric that I bought. I bought this stripy fabric and this brown fabric from a place called Corn Country Crafts, which is in East Leek. And they do stock the patterns, not the kits, but they stock the patterns for Lily Rose dolls because, of course, they're a fabric shop, so you can then buy your fabric from them. And that's where I bought this lovely brushed cotton from, which is for his jacket that looks a little bit wool-like. And I've lost his hat, there it is. So I've really enjoyed doing that. Now, the reason I was at Corn Country Crafts is because I went along to a workshop that was held by Claire of Lily Rose Dolls, and she was holding a workshop where she actually teaches how to make her characters. So that's held in East Leek, which is in Leicestershire, and I'll pop there just the name of that up for you because it's QUORN Country Crafts, and you can have a look on their website and look out onto the tab that says workshops, and then you'll be able to look through those for the Lily Rose Dolls ones, and there are quite a few there. And I really enjoyed my day there, I really did. It was a treat to myself, and so I actually planned to go in December, and then I got COVID, which was really pants actually. I was really quite poorly, and so in the January I looked for the next one because we were going to go, oh, where do I start with all of this? It's been so long since we've had a chat. So I was going to go over to the UK before Christmas in order to see my family and to have a Christmas with them. Before then, we came back to Spain because it's actually our Rob's and my wedding anniversary on the 21st of December, 10 years this year. And so we'd booked a few days in Seville. I can't forget, can I? It's not that long ago. So we went to Seville, or Sevilla, if you're Spanish, you'll call it Sevilla. And that because that was so close to Christmas, I knew we wouldn't get a chance to go back to the UK. So we were doing an early Christmas with the UK family, and then we were coming back. So the idea was that I'd booked onto the December Corn Country Crafts Lily Rose Dolls workshop, which I had to miss because we ended up having to cancel the whole trip over to the UK because Rob had been to the UK on business just before he came back, end of November, beginning of December, and very kindly bought some germs with me. So that wasn't really very good. So I picked up that, so we weren't able to travel. We did manage to get well enough to go to Seville, so we really, really enjoyed that. It was lovely. And then we went to... Then we had Christmas at home, and Christmas was on our own, which was just the two of us. And that's the first time I've ever had Christmas, just the two of us, and it was different. And I know some of you may not have an extended family, and that's might be your norm. And it was really quite nice just to be able to not have too much fuss, to be able to do exactly what we wanted to do. And we did make a Christmas lunch, although I had chicken rather than turkey, but that's fine. Didn't have to share any Christmas pudding with anybody. I could have as much as I liked, which was good. And so yeah, generally we had a nice time. It was quiet and it was different, but it's taken away the worry for me because I've always been used to a big family, so I've always been used to spending time with the family and enjoying time with them. So yeah, it was an interesting exercise from that point of view. So after that, then we booked the next opportunity, which was then in January, and luckily enough there was a Lily Rose Dolls workshop, so I went along to that. Met the lovely Jane Sweetman as well, so hi to Jane. She sat with me, we shared a table, and her stitching is impeccable. Whilst I might be happy in front of a camera and sort of talking things through, wow, she is very accomplished. She was making Sebastian the Squirrel from Lily Rose Dolls with the lovely tufty ears and the tufty tail, and doing a beautiful job, and she hand stitches all of hers and takes meticulous detail, and I'm seriously impressed. And she was actually the one, Jane, was the one who told me about how to do the felt on the faces, how you smudge over the seams on the felt in order to get rid of those seam lines. So that was a really big tip for me to learn, and there's another tip that I'm going to bring to you in the future as well for sewing the bodies, the bodies and the limbs of the Lily Rose Dolls characters, which might save you some time, especially if you don't like putting the seam allowance on. So I'm going to be doing a character soon, and I'm going to try that new way. So I'll film that new way for you, and we'll credit, well, it's a tip that she's had from Claire, who's the designer of Lily Rose Dolls, but she very kindly mentioned it to me, so she made sure that I knew about it so I could bring it to you, which is what we like to do. We like to share all of these tips and tricks, don't we? So we've got those and everybody can do those. Excuse crinkling, I've got a desk full of things in front of me. So yes, we shared the idea, and Jane's working on some of the Lily and Lambs as well, which is one of the projects I've got coming up. I'll show you that in a second. So really lovely day. Eastleek was great. Parking was fabulous. There's parking right outside Quorn Country Crafts. They've got a lovely shop, lots and lots of wool and yarn, knitting patterns, crochet, etc. all downstairs. And then upstairs you've got all of your quilting fabrics, you've got patterns, just loads of haberdashery, and then the patterns for Lily Rose Dolls as well. But just a real treasure trove of a fabric shop, really. So if you're in that area or you didn't know it existed, it's really a good one. The other thing is then at the back, towards the back of the shop upstairs, there were tables and an area there for 9 or 10 students to then have the lovely big machines, and also then to be able to do the sewing and to do the class with Claire. And Claire was wandering around and helping everybody who was busy working. There was a lady working on a little tiny mouse, one of the little, I think it was either Crystal or Noel, the little tiny 8-inch mice, and that was really sweet. She was enjoying herself. There was somebody else making Byron, and then there was somebody else making the hair as well. I can't remember what his name is. But the hair as well, with the lovely waistcoat and that tailed jacket. So that was all lovely. So we had a really lovely time there. And there's a cake shop across the road that's one from when I was first started work. It's a chain called Birds, BIRDS, and they make it's like a little local bakery, but they've got quite a few outlets around the Derby and into Leicester area, and Derby, Nottingham, and they make something called a caramel donut. Now, I used to have caramel donuts when I was 20 and had started work, and I'm now 56, so it's been a long time that they've been on my absolute enjoyment list. So when I popped out for my lunch, which was just across the road to the Birds, I thought, right, that's it, I'm having a caramel donut. And it's a lovely round doughy caramel donut like that, and then inside, instead of jam, it's got fresh cream inside it, that's, you know, obviously whipped cream inside that, but then on the top the frosting is like a caramel fudge kind of frosting. There's no sugar around the rest of it, so it's a fried donut, but it's not got all the sugar around it. But if ever you're in the area or you go over to Quorn Country Crafts, then please do try the caramel donut and let me know what you think, because it is an absolute delight. So that was a real good treat for there. So I really enjoyed it. Whilst I was there, I'd got some birthday money and Christmas money to spend, because I'd saved my birthday money from August, because I knew that I'd be spending time over there, and I then picked up a couple of bits as well from the Quorn Country Crafts. I'll get those out in a second because I've forgotten to get those out. But also I was given some kits from Claire in order for me to bring you some sew-alongs. So let me just show you those as well while I'm here. So we've got this one here, which is Lilly and the Lamb. Oops, that's whiting out, so that's better that side, isn't it? And she's 22 inches. So I've done an 10-inch Clara, and then I've done the 16-inch Harvey's now. I've done 2 of those now. Love that pattern, that fur on the head is lovely. But this is the 22-inch, and so I'm really looking forward to making Lily, and I think she's absolutely adorable. And so coming up shortly, there's a kit opening video for this Lillian kit for you, so you can have a look inside and see exactly what's included. And it's a real treat, and I just love these boxes as well and the way that they stack up. So Lillian's coming very soon, and we had I actually had a was a Facebook Live I had. I was trying to get the way to interact with everybody, but it didn't work out that way. But it was a live one, and people could write comments in the side of the section, and it was held through my Facebook group, the sewing support group. So have a look on Facebook for that, or you can have a look on my YouTube channel on the About page, and there's a link to that. There are 4 questions to answer. So when you're applying to join, make sure that you give 4 answers. 2 of them are just I agree, 1 to the group rules and 1 to behaviour, reasonable behaviour within the group, and then there's 2 others. One asks what areas of sewing you're interested in, and the other one asks where you heard about the group, whether it was YouTube or you know somebody in the group already or what have you. So just a bit of background information, but I'm really strict on those, so you do need to make sure that when you're applying to join you answer 4 questions, and if not, you've missed one, because otherwise will reject that and ask you to answer it. It's just to keep out spammers and people who can't take the time to answer the questions, and that's how I kind of just try to filter those people joining. But lovely group of people who love lunar Lapin dolls that I've done before, who love bag making, who love the Lily Rose dolls, dressmaking, the cross stitch and the quilting as well. So a real mix of people, and it's a place that you can post your pictures and share your makes with us as well, so that we can all share in the fun. So, and if you get stuck with anything, then it's a place you can ask a question as well, and you can contact me directly, and it's just a bit more two-way than YouTube is, really, where we can interact better. So that was one of the kits. So thank you to Lily Rose Dolls for giving me that one. They also gave me Byron as well, the Highland cow. Or was I telling you about the poll, wasn't it? So within that Facebook chat, there was a poll for the 3 kits that I've got, and Lillian came out top, so she's going to be next. I'm really pleased about that. So everybody did me a favour by voting for that one. But Byron came next. So Byron is a Highland cow. He's 16 inch. He's got this awesome fluffy hair, and he's got a lovely tail. But these button front trousers apparently are giving some people a little bit of a challenge. And so Claire's asked me specifically to bring you those trousers so that I can show people how to make those. So Byron will be second. And then finally we've got Henrietta the hedgehog as well, which is the female version of Harvey. She's in a 16 inch as well, and so she will be coming up as well. I'm not going to make another character on screen because Harvey's already there, and the head and the body are all there for you, but I will be making her clothes for you because she's got some lovely pockets on her dress. So we'll be making those, this little Spencer jacket, and then the bonnet which goes on the top, and I think she might have bloomers as well. So those are the 3 kits. So if you do want to sew along with me, and if you're a beginner or you are slightly less confident, shall we say, about starting a project like this on your own, and you want me to hold your hand and be with you every stitch of the way, then those are the 3 that I'm looking at to make next as characters, so that you know then that they're coming up. And if you wanted to save up and get your kits, then you can do. And whether or not you want to sew along, and I'll release the videos over several weeks. So if you're saving up, then please don't think I'm trying to encourage you to spend lots of money that you can't afford, because I'm really not. But I'm trying to get some content up for Lily Rose Dolls, so that all of those people who are joining the channel in order to see the sew-alongs will actually have some content to look at. So that's why it feels like the focus is purely on Lily Rose Dolls at the moment. And it is, but it's just because I've got probably over 100 videos on Lunar Lapin now, and so I need to have some more content for the other people who are joining in to have a look on the channel. So that's the method behind that. So I've picked up those 3 kits. So those are the ones that we're looking at doing next. But don't worry, because at least you know they're coming up, and people on the Facebook Live said that they really wanted to know what plans I'd got and was coming up, so that they could then, if they wanted to, pick up those kits when they could afford them, and then they were there then for them when they were the videos would be ready there, either for them when they'd saved up, or there so that they can sew along with me as the videos are released each week. This is the theory. Okay, so that's that for those 3. I've also done the duffel coat. Now, this is another pattern that I picked up whilst I was at Quorn Country Crafts. This is one of the things that I treated. Luckily, the Lily Rose Dolls treated me to the kits, but this one I did pick up myself. So this is a little rag doll called Rosie. Oh, can you see her? No, hold on a second, let me just go like that. So she's actually 12 inches tall, and I saw her on the stand of the patterns at Quorn Country Crafts, and I really loved her. And the interesting thing about her is that she's got this lovely round head. Sorry, I'm trying to get the light right, because I've got the light on because it's so dark in my room, but then you can't really see the pattern, the picture there. Oh, there we go, that's it. Look at that lovely round head. Let me just do a quick scan of her body for you without making anybody sick. So that lovely round head is created by a polystyrene ball. So that's a really interesting one to make. Her clothes don't come off, they stay on and stay intact. And so I'm really looking forward to having a go at making her. And then the other thing is that her hair is made from this, which looks a bit like angel hair, doesn't it? You put on a Christmas tree. But it's actually wool roving that I will then sew and tease into shape in order to make her hair. And that fits over the top like that. So I'm going to have a go at making her myself first, and then I'll speak to Claire, because that pattern isn't released at the moment on the website. So I can't bring you a video until you can actually buy the patterns, but I need to ask her if she wants to release it or not. And if not, I'll just make it and show it to you as a completed make and just enjoy making that anyway. But I just thought you'd be interested in seeing how that head is made from this polystyrene ball that is encased within some jersey fabric to make her. But this is what I've chosen for her dress. I got these from Quorn Country Crafts as well. That's a lovely fabric there with clover on it, and it's like a pale, almost like a sky blue on the background. I'm trying to get the colour for you. And then I've got this lovely pink dot to go with it, which is the contrast for the bottom of her dress. Oh, there you go, that's better, isn't it? Sorry. So there's the clover pattern is on the front there. So it's quite a big pattern, but that's going to be her head. So it should look quite nice, I think, once she's all done. So I picked those up with my birthday and Christmas money and treated myself to those. So I'm going to enjoy having a go at making Rosie, 12-inch ragdoll. So we'll see how that goes. That pattern was $13.50 in case anybody wants to know. So if you're in the area for Quorn Country Crafts, you may find those in there. I shouldn't really put this. I won't put it back in the bag because it'll drive you all crazy with all of the crinkling. Right, so that's it for Lily Rose dolls and for plans at the moment. So I'm going to get through all of that first, and then we'll look on at seeing what else we can then do. Let me just have a look at the time on the clock, just because I just want to make sure. Okay, that's fine. So the next thing then that I also want to talk to you about is the kits that I've got outstanding for Lunar Lapin as well. Because I have got several kits that people have sponsored or paid a little bit towards, and I'm really sorry that I've not brought them to you. I did fall down have fallen down a Lily Rose Dolls rabbit hole, that's the word I wanted, rabbit hole, not pothole. And so these kits have just been waiting really for me to come round to, and somebody did message me about one of them, and they messaged me about this one. I want to excuse my little Pauline Barrington and Tracy have sponsored this one for me, which is for the sailing jacket for Lunar Lapin, and somebody was asking me about this the other day, so I think that one will be my next Lunar Lapin make when I make that, which is the sailing outfit for Otter line, the Otter. So I've got that one ready to be done. I've also got this one here. Sorry, crinkling. This one is sponsored by Colleen M Hughes, so I just want to say a really big sorry to Colleen as well. And that's Freya's opera coat and play suit, which I need to do as well. So I've got that one left to do as well. I've then got the Fisherman's top, which is for Otterline as well, and that's Pin and Tonic has sponsored that one, or paid a bit towards that one. So thank you very much to Pin and Tonic who's watching as well, hopefully. I will get round to doing these, I promise. So that's all going to come up as well. And then the final one, sorry, there's a note inside as to who sponsored these, so I didn't forget. And this is Jessica Wilding, who's paid a little bit of money towards this one for me. And that's to make Hugh the Hound. Oops, can't see the picture there, he's at the top there. So Hugh the Hound on there by Lunar Lapin as well in Cool Crafting. So I have got that character to make as well. So those kits, those characters and outfits will be coming soon in rotation. It's because I've got so much Lunar Lapin up on the channel at the moment that I'm introducing more of the Lily Rose dolls, but I do need to get those done as well. So leave me a note in the comment if you're waiting to make any of those, because the more people who are waiting, the higher it'll go up the list. If it's just left to me, my mind will skip around and I'll just sew whatever I fancy on the day. But if I know somebody's waiting, then I do try to bump them up the list as well so that I can do those. On other projects as well, what else have I got? I've done some dressmaking. I made the peony dress by Fabric Godmother, and oh my goodness, I love that dress. I made it as my Christmas dress. There's a twirl and review video on my channel for that one, and I made it in a vintage purple needle cord fabric that I got a floral, and I'm wearing that dress so much at the moment. It just feels nicely dressed up but while still feeling comfortable, so I'll pop a picture up for you for that. And I've actually got 2 of those, but I did put some weight on over Christmas, so one of them's a little snug, so I'm waiting until my weight just naturally readjusts itself again, and then I'll be able to get into that one again. But I feel another one of those coming on, if not 2, because the fabrics I've got are so different. Dressmaking fabrics, I'll just get them for you and just show you. Hold on one second. So I might have shown you these fabrics before. So I've got this one, which is like a crepe de chine. Look at that green on there, that should be quite nice. I'm wearing green today as well. So that's green and purple in there, which I really like. But that's a really nice lightweight crepe de chine fabric, so that should be lovely and look really nice in it. I probably need to get a lining fabric for this one, I think, and I'll probably fully line that one to make that nice. But yeah, that will be at the peony dress. And then this is the other one that I've got, which is a navy with a red and white on it as well. And I think that's going to be different as well, so I'll see. That one's I'm not so sure about. This one I'm fairly confident about. But this one, yeah, I'm thinking it'll look nice once it's made. But if it just shows you how it can look like it's a random all over pattern, but if I hold it back, look at those, there's some quite strong stripes in that fabric going across, so I've got to be careful of that when I start and look at it and do my pattern matching. But if you looked at that really close up, you'd think it was just an all over random pattern. So that's a really interesting dressmaking thing, how you can look at things from a distance and sometimes you can spot that pattern repeat that you wouldn't spot really close up. So yeah, just a little digression there. So fancy doing some of those at some stage. I also made a pinafore dress for my granddaughter Clementine as well, which I gifted to her in January, and she looks adorable in that, so I'm really pleased with that. I'm not able to bring you any pictures, so I apologise for that, but that was done in a lovely sage green needle cord that I got from a fabric shop over here, and that was really lovely. And I made a little matching hair bows for her hair, and it got a round bodice and then got the pleats down the front here, and I put bows either side just underneath the empire line for those, and that looked really, I was really pleased with that. So yeah, hopefully she'll enjoy wearing that. The other things that I also want to talk to you about is I've been working on her quilt as well, and I know that I got really behind with her quilt for Christmas, so I didn't manage to get that gifted to her. So let me just get the details for that. Hold on one second. So just to keep me accountable, this is the quilt that I'm making for her, which is called I Believe in Angels, and it's got these lovely it's a Christmas quilt. Its finish is quite big actually. I can't remember how big it is, but it is coming out quite big, which is lovely. And I'm doing needle turn and a plique. Well, it's needle turn a plique, but also I'm doing a certain way that Laurie Holt does it, where she uses sewing interfacing in order to sew the characters round. Not the characters, the little motifs around. So I've completed some of the blocks here, which I'm very happy to show you. So let me just show you. I'm working on block 5 at the moment, so I've got these in order. So let's have a look. So that's block 1 that's completed. Put that one on the table. Here's block 2. Here's block See what I mean about them being quite big? Block 3. And then here's block 4, the snowman on and the star. So I've got all those hanging up, and sometimes I think you can see those hanging up on when I'm working on my videos, you can sometimes see these hanging up in the background. So that's the 4 completed. So 4 of 9 are completed. I am trying to see if I can get it done for this 2024 Christmas. So wish me luck with that. I keep getting distracted by all the characters and their clothes. So that's those 4. But then I'm working now on the 5th one, which is this one here. Oops, and I've got bits of fabric kind of attached. So that's the basket, and then it's got a bird. I've just got the bird just stuck on there at the moment. So that needs a bit of embroidery adding and a few more little bits adding to it. So that's the one that I'm trying to get done next, and then we'll be then working on the rest of them. And say there's 9, and then you then put it together at the end. So a little bit of work done to go yet, but at least I've moved it on a little bit. So I'm quite happy with that. And I'm really enjoying the process when I get round to it as well. I mean, I'm quite busy with doing the videos for the channel, but it's nice to have something very different. So at the weekends I do try to change my stitching, so I stay away from the characters and anything that I'm going to be filming for you guys, and I just try and work on the more personal projects if I can, but it just depends how much time I get. In between, trying to keep the husband happy as well, because if you're anything like me, we could sew all day, every day, possibly half the night as well, and not worry about it at all. But they do like to see us sometimes, don't they? And they perhaps like to have some meals cooked, and they like the house to be clean sometimes. And although Rob's really good and he's actually getting into his cooking, then and he does throw the hoover around and clean up, then I still like to do it as well. I feel a little guilty, although maybe I shouldn't, but I do feel a little bit guilty if it's not been done, and I should get on with doing a bit more. But I do like to do my quilting, so I'll put that one down there for a minute. I'll tidy up all this chaos later. So that's where I am with the quilting for now. I haven't got any other quilting projects on the go. I have got a little video that I want to bring you. I'm hoping to film that next week, which isn't doll related and isn't clothes related, and it's one of those little projects where hopefully it'll appeal to a lot of my viewers as well, but just be something really different for you all to try. So a little bit of a teaser there, and if I get a chance to film that, then I will do, but it will be coming at some stage, because I've actually reached out to the designer of that pattern as well, and she's happy for me to bring you a sew along video for that, and so yeah, I'll tell you all about that when we get a chance to do that, but hopefully that'll be a nice one. And then the other one that I've been working on is a cross stitch project. So let me just show you the pattern for this one. Excuse the writing on this, I had to print it out and my printer's not enjoying all the ink all the time. So this is a cross stitch project actually, and this was called Carrot Cake, and it's from the Shooting Star collection by Colleen Manning Designs, and that's called Carrot Cake, and my husband's favourite cake is carrot cake, so when I saw that I just thought that would be a really nice stitch for him, and I've told him that he can mount it and frame it however he likes, because I like these quite ornate frames like this one when I've done some stitching, and he's a little bit plainer in his choices, so it'll be really interesting to see how he chooses to frame this one when it's finished. It's going to take a while to do, so I've got time to save up for it, so I can give him a bit of a budget to spend on that. So let me just open this one up for you and I'll show you this, because I have started this and the colours are lovely. Now where's the top? Because this has been a bit of a strange round, so look at this one. See, I can get close up. The stitches are quite tiny on there, but lovely colours, aren't they? Really, really nice. So I'm enjoying stitching that, and I'm doing this on even weave as well. I think it's 36 count even weave, I think, and I'm doing 2 threads over 2 strands over two threads, It's not a linen. I tried stitching on linen and I'm not enjoying it so much, but I am enjoying my even weave again. So I did buy some of this, and I actually had to order some of the linen from Italy because I've not found anywhere locally that sells it. So if anybody knows of a Spanish shop, a sewing shop that sells the embroidery linens and fabrics, and I'd really like to know that, because at the moment I found Casa Sanina, I think it's called, and I'm sewing on that one. I haven't done much on my home one because that's the project on the linen. I've got a lovely project that was the word home in pinks and greens and whites, but I've not done so much of that. But this one really appealed to me. So again, with these types of projects, they are long term. So whilst it looks like I whistle through all of the doll making and make those, that's because I'm trying to create content for you guys. But when it's a project for me for home, so like the quilt for Clementine, I've had that 2 years now, and it's probably going to take me another year to get that finished. And the kit, I think the kit for that was £125, so it's a lot of money to pay out in one go. But because I'm spreading the stitching for it over 2 or 3 years, then I try to save up some of my birthday money and Christmas money towards another project that's going to take quite a long time to do, so that each year I can treat myself to a long-term project that might take me 3 or 4 years to do. But I don't mind that. That's the joy that I've got of being able to go through things and come back to things. So again, it works for me anyway. It might not work for everybody else, but it does work for me. And Carrot Cake, the cross stitch project, is the one that I bought this year. I think that cost £79, so again a lot of money. But this one again will probably 3 or 4 years probably in the stitching until I get it finished. So then when you start to spread it out over a year, then it's not so bad. And that's how I approach these. They're slow stitching, mindful slow stitching projects that really I'd really enjoy doing. And that's how I'd like you to think of the Lily Rose dolls and the Lunar Lapin things. Is it's not a race through to get as many done as possible, even though that might be how it seems like I'm trying to encourage you. I'm really not. I really love it if you take your time. The videos will, once they're up, they'll be there forever, so you can just dip in and out of those as you want to, and switch your projects around. Maybe you're a knitter as well and you do other projects like that, so you know you can pick those up and do those. So please don't think I'm somebody who's trying to say have this, have that, have the other all at the same time, because you know I've collected my projects over many years, and I hope that you do too for yours. What else have I got to tell you? Oh, I've started a stitching group in Spain as well. I belong to an organisation called Ladies of Spain, which is like an expat organisation, because although I was doing my sewing and I'm quite happy in my own company, and obviously Rob and I like spending time together, then I wasn't getting out of the house much, and I was spending a lot of time inside, and there's a whole, sorry I'm fiddling around with things, there's a whole world out there to explore and to enjoy. And I found this group called Ladies of Spain who have a coffee morning once a month, so I've been going along to them and seeing them. So I've been 3 or 4 times, and they're a lovely group of ladies. And I then somebody suggested a book club and somebody suggested a walking group, and so I thought, well, why don't we have a stitching group? So we had the first one last week, and we had 7 ladies who came along to stitch. Now stitching, I gave it a nice broad term. It was anything with stitches. So knitting has stitches, crochet has stitches, lace making I think has a form of stitches, dressmaking, well not so much dressmaking, it needed to be a hand project. So the quilting, I took Clementine's quilt with me but didn't do a stitch on it, and I took my cross stitch with me, didn't do a stitch on it, I was too busy nattering. And being as I was organising it, I needed to go around and see everybody else, and there were a couple of people there who wanted to learn how to crochet, and although I'm not really a crocheter, I have had a dabble at it, so I know how to do a little bit of that. And there was a lady called Ruth who wanted to learn how to knit, so we got her started on some knitting as well. So she's gone off with her wool that her friend had given her and her needles, and she's having a go at that. So that was all really nice, and she was really proud that she'd managed to do a couple of inches of knitting. It was a nice super chunky wool, but she was really pleased with how that was coming on. So she's sent off with her homework to have a go at doing that ready for the next meeting. But it was just really nice just to get out and about. And then Age Concern, who we use their room, have jumped on board, and so they opened it up to their membership as well. And there was a couple of ladies who joined from there. So we'll see how that goes. It's just once a month at the moment in the local town of San Pedro. And yeah, it's just a nice way to try and get me out of the house, and also, well, out of the apartment. I don't live in a house, I live in an apartment. And also to engage with other people and to have a chat and make sure that I'm out and about as well. So, because otherwise, talking to you and filming and everything else that I do can be quite in my room centred, and I do need to get out about a little bit more because life gets in the way, doesn't it? So what else have we got on the news? So Mum's doing well with her new knee, and actually she is now imminently about to have the other one done. She's being very brave. I think she's a little more nervous this time after having her first one done last May, just before her birthday. So it's not quite a year yet, but she's doing really well. She walks without any sticks, and she's increasing her exercise as well quite nicely, which is good. So she's had a pre-op, but she hasn't got a date yet, which was a bit weird. So I was surprised that she hadn't got a date yet. And also I'm going to go a little bit quiet for 2 to 3 weeks as well. I've got some videos lined up for you so that you'll be able to have some content to look at. But Rob and I have got some, I'm going to say chores. We've got just some things to do in the UK which are going to take us away for 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm going to ask you to bear with me if I'm not so prompt at answering messages or I'm not so active in the group, Facebook group. I will put a note in there to let everybody know there in case they don't see this video. So 2 to 3 weeks. It'll be really strange to be back in the UK because if you don't know, I live in southern Spain, and so permanently in southern Spain. We're normally all the time here. That's our residency now. But yes, I will be popping back. I'm hoping to see Clementine as well, my granddaughter, whilst we're back. Although won't because of the things we've got to do. We won't have a lot of time for seeing a lot of people, but it'll be interesting. It's funny when you go back, you're ready to come home again because our days are so much longer here, and it doesn't get dark here until 6 o'clock at night, maybe 7 o'clock at night now, and it's dark in the morning as well. It doesn't start to get light until 8 in the morning. Excuse me. So I know that for you in the UK, then your days are much shorter than that, but during our winter we really do enjoy those longer days. So it's really quite a shock when we went back in January and the days were so much shorter and darker at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, that was really strange for us, and it was really cold. We ordered some thermals, had them delivered to my mum, and as soon as we arrived at my mum's, that was it. She was like, "Do you want your thermals?" I said, "Yes, please." So we popped those on and they kept us really nice and warm, so we enjoyed that. But it was a lovely time. We caught up with some friends and some family as well. We stayed with Rob's son James and his wife, and they've got a lovely new home, so that was really lovely to see them and to spend time in their home. And yeah, we just sort of saw some people and exchanged our gifts and what have you, and then we were all done. But yeah, it seems like such a long time ago already. I mean, I know January's a long month, isn't it? But we're halfway through February as well now, and that's all been wonderful and enjoyed that. So yeah, what else? Oh, I know what I've got. A really big thank you. Some people have been buying me a coffee as well to say thank you for the video tutorials, and I've even got my first subscription on coffee as well. So somebody has signed up to buy me a coffee every single month. So I'm not going to name that person, they'll know who they are, but I want to say a really, really big thank you. That was a really special moment to get that. And to those people who've bought me a one-off coffee as well, I appreciate it too. It's not compulsory, and I'm not here touting for anything, but those people who have chosen to say thank you in that way, then I just want to say a really big thank you, because I used the money to buy, well, I was supposed to buy coffee, aren't I, but I didn't. I hope you're not cross. But I've actually bought a new mount for my phone, so that when I'm filming I can get a better angle, and I've used that new camera when I was doing the holster trousers, so hopefully you can notice that. I try not to get my head in the way because my hair's quite big, so if I'm not careful my hair keeps going into the line of vision. I do keep trying to move to edit it so that you can't see so much, but my apologies, it's not very professional, is it? But sometimes you don't realise how close you're getting when you're getting your head down to concentrate on your stitching, so I do try to keep that to a minimum. But yeah, so I bought a new mount. I'll pop a picture up of what I was using before, which was a cardboard box and an elastic band. So I've upgraded thanks to you, so I really want to say just thank you very much. Appreciate that. It's really is very kind of you and very much appreciated. So yeah. What else do I need to tell you? I think that's about it. I'm still doing my sewing classes in Benavis, which is our local village. I'm still going to see the lady there. Oh, that is one thing I didn't say. Went in last week and she brought out this beautiful fabric. I have it here. I'll show you some fabric. Really, I think one of my viewers did spot it in the background actually when I was doing my recording. Not that. It's this one, I think. Yes, that's inside out. Let's use this one. So lovely gold metallic fabric that you can see there, that white background. This is actually a sleeve. And this is actually the outfit for the Virgin Mary. And I don't know if you've seen any of my videos where I've shown you the Easter parades that happen in Spain, but they have a really big life-size statues that they carry on these enormous platforms, and they take about 30 or 40 people to carry them. They are so heavy, and they're covered in flowers and candles and beautiful outfits. And so they've asked me to make. I've given the pattern. I haven't done the pattern. I'm just copying what I've been given by my sewing teacher in Spain, and so this is one of the sleeves for that outfit. So when we come back after our trip to the UK, which will be around the end of March, so I'll be around I'll be away for most of March, I'm afraid, so apologies in advance. And I have filmed some videos for you. I've done some kit opening videos for those 3 kits for you to have a look at, and forward dated those. Yeah, the Easter parade, which is early April, I think, isn't it? Then I should be able to do a picture of the Virgin Mary statue wearing the outfit that I've been asked to make for her. So that was quite an honour. So I'm really pleased with that. I've got to get on with making that. So that's another thing that I've got to fit in before we go back to class on Mondays. Mondays I go to those classes. So yeah. So it's not been quiet. I've not been twiddling my thumbs at all. I have been busy and trying to get things organised. And I know I've got so much to tell you and so much to share with you. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed listening to me rabbiting on. I know it's a long one again, but there's been a lot to tell you. There's a lot goes off behind the scenes that you may not realise, and trying to just keep going with life and with family and what have you. But yeah, I'm really enjoying myself. You guys give me such a lot of support and encouragement, so I want to say a really big thank you for that. I love being a part of your community. I love all the people who say that the videos that I record feel like I'm sitting with them and that they're in a one-to-one session with me. Quite a few people have said that to me in comments. The feedback is always lovely on the videos, so thank you very much for that and for taking the time to interact as well, because giving the videos a thumbs up or leaving me a comment and just let me know what you think of the video really does help my channel and helps that get out to more people. And Claire and Richard at Lily Rose Dolls are now putting leaflets inside all of their patterns and their kits, pointing people to my channel as well, so I've had quite a big uplift of people from those sources. So hi to those people who are joining and perhaps haven't seen one of these catch-up videos before that I filmed, so I hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah, it's just trying to engage with everybody and make sure that you know what's happening and know a bit about me, which is the person behind all of the long videos that I put up. So yeah, okay, lots of lots of pauses. I hope that's not driven you too crazy. Oh, and by the way, I keep thinking of things. In my last video for the holster trousers, I had to actually apologise, and I think in several of the videos before that, for my squeaky foot pedal. But after the channel after I'd finished recording, I thought I've got to do something about this because it was a bit like nails on a chalkboard. So I undid the screw on my foot pedal and I put some oil in it. That's much better, isn't it? So when that's under my desk, I don't think you'll actually hear that, whereas before it was a really loud squeak that was going on, like I was treading on a cat. So I have mended that. So anybody who was put off with my videos because of that squeaky foot pedal, I've DIY'd it. It's had some oil, sewing machine oil put in it actually, which seems to have done the trick, but it's all I got to hand at the time. So peace shall reign, and it'll not drive anybody crazy, hopefully, with those like nails down a chalkboard kind of effect. But yeah, okay, I've rabbited on enough. I hope you're all okay. I hope everything's really good with you. To all those people who fall asleep to my videos because they put them on while they're going to bed, then have a lovely sweet dream tonight. And to all those people who enjoy the videos and who let me know that they enjoy them, I really want to say thank you. If you fancy giving me a follow and follow along on Instagram as well, I don't have that many followers over there, then you'd be very welcome to follow me there. And yeah, I hope everything's good with you. Look after yourselves. You know, make sure you take some time out for yourselves. Make sure you enjoy your stitching. Make sure that you are taking time to spend in nature and with your family as well, so that you have a nice balanced life. I try to do the same when I can. Yeah, and look after yourselves because you're precious. You're precious to me anyway. So, enough. Take care, everybody. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon in another video. Until then, happy stitching. Bye.